Hey everyone, it's Brandon, and quite plainly, as the title of this video just outright says, I am looking for help on a video project. For those who care to know, I had my monthly long-form video for January 2025 pretty much planned out, where we were going to do a silly little gear adventure with a bass guitar that I just recently acquired. However, I am postponing this video to February 2025. Because with this video and the new video that I have decided to do in turn for January 2025, a much more pertinent topic has come up. For those who may not be aware, or because I also have viewers outside of the United States, Los Angeles County in California is currently dealing with a very nasty series of fires that have sprung up, and satellite images of these fires show a very nasty progression of how this is happening. And if I recall correctly, the estimate right now is that over 180,000 people have currently been displaced out of the LA County area, which when you take that in comparison to LA County having more citizens in that county alone here in the US than at least 40 states, that's pretty frightening to look at. However, and thankfully, recovery efforts are well underway. I will leave a couple links in the description here. Basically, USA Today and NBC News have already done a great job of compiling a great list of resources in case you are interested in helping those who are afflicted by these fires. Again, down in the description if you are interested in knowing further. However, another development of note that has come with this news is that Guitar Center in particular has actually put out a statement saying, I'll include it here on the site of course, that basically they are offering assistance to those who, musicians in particular, who potentially have lost gear in these fires when their homes have unfortunately been destroyed. And Sweetwater, in partnership with some of the charities that they work with, is also doing something similar. And certainly if you're a musician that's been affected by these fires in any particular way, certainly go reach out to Guitar Center or Sweetwater. I'm sure there are going to be some other companies that come out soon enough with similar sorts of assistance that they're going to try and offer to people. And in reflecting on what has been happening in LA County over the last week and what is still continuing to develop with that situation, as well as considering that a great colleague of mine who I've worked with for quite a few years now was also fairly recently stricken by a very catastrophic house fire. And in further discussion with perhaps my #1 supporter in everything that I do day to day, Mama Tater, here's what I have in mind for this project and the community involvement that I'm really hoping to involve a lot of participation with. At the absolute bare minimum, my January 2025 long video is now going to be about how I go about securing, make sure all my music gear is safe, my best practices, my personal best practices for how I make sure I do that, and again, planning for situations, hopefully not the worst case scenario, but having a plan for a worst case scenario. But what I really hope to do further with this video is hearing from musicians like you who may be watching this video, particularly those who are in the Denver and Colorado music spaces. How is it that you go about, or what would be some best practices that you would recommend for people to make sure that your music gear is safe? And I think that just could be as simple as wherever you see this video end up on your feeds or anything, please certainly leave a comment with your suggestions or anything that you personally would advise doing. And I think it'd be great also to have just a dedicated slot in this upcoming video for the responses I get to that question. Wherever you're watching this, wherever this pops up on your feed and you leave a comment from, whether you're a kind of just home studio musician like me, or if you own one of the local music shops here in the Denver area. Again, how do you go about making sure that you keep your music gear safe? And if you do feel inclined to leave a comment answering that question, I will absolutely give you credit to that. In the further interest of learning about how to better protect your music gear, something I think would also be great to explore in this video, if any of the Denver and Music Colorado friends that I know that do work in insurance, or any other musicians that work in insurance, would be willing to perhaps elaborate more on this for this project. Maybe more so particularly if you are knowledgeable about homeowners insurance, or how insurance and such can apply to music gear and music instruments and keeping those safe that way. And even more so if you were willing to appear like on a video interview so we could talk about that further, I would absolutely love to have you on, and I think that'd be a great point of discussion. So again, we can share that knowledge with even more people. So in essence, again, this is what I'm looking to do with my January 2025 long video. I apologize as this advanced video that I'm sending out is very much off the cuff. But obviously this was not something I was planning to do. But in summation, again, with the 3 angles I'd like to explore in this video, I'll talk about my own best practices for how I protect my music gear, how you, the viewers, protect your music gear, anything you may do in particular to ensure that's safe. And then lastly, again, if anyone has any knowledge on the insurance side of things and is qualified to speak on that, because I am certainly am not, I think that would all coalesce into some very valuable knowledge that we can all share with each other in the face of this tragedy and help those who may be at risk in other areas of how to better prepare. If you'd like to be a part of this project again in any of the aforementioned ways that I've already mentioned, please certainly again leave a comment. My direct messages wherever this video will end up online will also be open, or you can send an email to my contact email from my YouTube channel, which is brandonbase77.business@gmail.com. And just so I am doubly sure that I say this in this video again, if you are interested in helping those who have been afflicted by the January 2025 Los Angeles County fires, the links to the resources that have been compiled by USA Today and NBC News, again, these are all like verifiable charities that they've been in contact with. Those are linked in the description of this video. Thank you again for watching this video. And for those who again are interested in participating as I've laid it out here, I hope we can come together and create a very useful video for people all over for future use way down the line.